Hi, welcome back to Hit or Glitch GM Corner. I'm Daniel.
I'm Scott.
I'm Alex.
I'm Tim.
We take a topic from the Tome of Topics and discuss it here at Second Star Games in Prescott, Arizona.
And
This week on
No, we don't discuss it. We just read the topic.
GM PC or multiple PC?
All right, that's it. So
Okay.
No.
So I guess this is for like a smaller group. Maybe you have
one or two players.
one or two players and the GM.
Yeah.
So does the GM play a character as well to balance out the party, or does each of the players play multiple characters?
Honestly, I think it depends on the
Group.
experience level of the group.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think if they're newer,
playing
two characters might be too much for them, in which case the
Yeah.
GM should...
It can also depend on what characters they're playing. If it's a relatively new character and they're playing somebody with a huge spell list and they haven't played a spellcaster before, or even if they have, but it's a complex and they're just like, oh man, there's so much to keep track of, that's going to be hard. If they're playing like a fighter and a rogue, or a barbarian and a rogue or whatever, and it's just team flank and kill, then they're good.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say.
Same thing.
Well, something similar. Yeah, I prefer multiple PCs per player
Yeah.
rather than a GM PC.
Yeah. If you're
Or,
a GM and you think you need to play a PC, don't be a dick and make him the superhero and all the other guys gooks.
Yeah.
All the other PCs and gooks.
Well, the other problem can be if it's just for one person, they're gonna, or even if it's two people, they're gonna have the problem where their characters are communicating with each other. And well, the same thing with the GM. When the GM's communicating with as the character and with NPCs, is that you're just talking to yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and that can create.
It cuts down on
problems.
roleplay
Yeah.
a little bit. It can. Especially if it's one player. But if it's two players, then you can set it up so that if they're taking watches, each one has a character on watch,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so that they can interplay with each other rather than just with themselves.
Well,
The voice in the party is another term for a game master PC.
Gandalf. He basically lets them, hang themselves, and he kind of wanders off a lot, but I don't know.
And arguably, he is the worst kind of
Yep.
that, because as that poster that made me laugh or the meme, Party Balance, where it's got Gandalf in the front and 13 dwarves behind him.
Yep. One person is playing 13 dwarves.
Yeah, you're the game master. If you have to have a person in the party, then that person should be support.
And I did a game for you guys, Dan and Tim, where there was just the three of us playing, and so I made a PC to join in, but I made the character just the strong silent type.
Yeah.
So the one situation we're playing the, rogue. I do my own thing, and I just kind of stand in the background. Actually fits. Like that's a good thing in that situation. So he never made any decisions.
Nope.
I mean, occasionally got angry and yelled at stuff, and maybe charged into the fray when they weren't ready for it. But mostly he just kind of did whatever everyone else was doing.
Yeah.
And followed along. So he was a follower. He was good in combat, which was the only reason I threw him in there, so they had something else to be in combat.
Yeah.
But really, he just stood there and listened.
Yeah. And right now, I have a bard in the party, 2 players.
Yep.
And he basically is support where he can.
Yeah.
Is he literally like writing their story down as they're going?
No.
Like I'm just here to chronicle this whole situation.
No, but that would be an interesting take.
Yeah.
That would be a very interesting NPC.
But in that game, we also each have 2 characters at this point.
It was supposed to be like a 1 or 2 shot. It was a back pocket thing. If the primary game that we had been playing didn't happen because the GM couldn't make it or whatever, and we just wanted to play something. And
But
then
as that became more and more frequent, and then he had to bow out for family reasons, he kind of became the main thing.
yeah, so I was like, okay, I want this. I didn't want my bard to be as big of a. I didn't want the bard to be a third of the party.
Right.
So I was like, you guys make 2 more. Although
Yeah.
now it looks like maybe we'll have.
A few other people joined in.
Yeah.
And and I did my best in that game, and I think I've done a good. You can tell me, but my 2 characters, I have an ASMR blood hunter, who's very religious, very Boy Scoutish, and a
What Boy Scout thing is?
None of us were in Boy Scouts.
Yes.
You were. What is it then, Dan?
I'm not gonna go.
and a human shadow sorcerer.
I'll let the commenters do it.
Who was actually because of Xanathar's, it's got the background things. He was actually created in an alchemical vat, so he's basically, he's a gambler, but kind of a Rocky Horror Picture Show type creation guy, looking for his purpose. So,
And in that game, one of the players started with a spellcaster, a warlock, and her second character, she decided, I don't want to be looking through 2 spell lists.
Yep.
So she's playing a fighter
yep.
as the second one.
So we each have a spellcaster and a non-spellcaster.
Yeah, and I think that's probably the best way if you're gonna play 2 PCs. One's spellcaster, one's not. Just so that you're not spending 10 minutes on your turn looking through stuff.
Yeah. Twice. Per
Twice.
round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's. And I prefer, and like I say, I prefer the multiple PC because, especially if you can build in conflict between them, because that's also a temptation for players. Is I'm going to play 2 characters, and they're going to be so simpatico. There's never any conflict, and they do exactly what the other needs them to do all the time, every time.
Yeah.
That can be a little annoying and sort of break verisimilitude because nobody's like that, really.
Not even twins are like that.
No.
Twins are often quite the opposite of that.
Yeah.
Not in the movies.
So, yeah, if you are going to play multiple PCs, think of ways that they get on each other's nerves. Especially around camping, setting up camp time or something like that. Decide to include them in an area of effect attack.
Yeah.
Don't care. Just lay it out. Boom.
Well, you could basically be playing Caramon and Raceland.
Well, they were, at least in combat, very simpatico.
Yeah.
But that was part of their background. They were both mercenary vets.
Yeah. So that's my recommendation.
It's out of combat, but they ended up running into conflict a lot.
Well, one was good and one was evil.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, that's my recommendation. If you are playing multiple PCs, try to find that point of conflict and drama. It'll make it more fun at the table.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is very interesting.
What are your guys' thoughts? Do you run multiple characters? Do you have a GMPC? Let us know.
Does the GMPC control everything and everyone else is just along for the ride?
Are they your puppets?
Postscript.
Third option?
No. Multiple PCs is a great training ground for new game masters.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you want to try to train yourself to be a game master, try to work that in. Try to get a game where you're playing multiple PCs.
It's not a bad idea.
Yep.
Bye.
But